So this next area is what we call commitment, right? We hear there's a lot of buzzwords in sports, right? And the commitment, and when you start talking about commitment, it's this state or quality of being dedicated to something, a cause. That's usually the definition that we hear. But I think that people leave out the comma or the semicolon to the end, till its completion. Because there's a lot of people who are out here and they're fans.
Yeah.
I'm committed. I'm committed to this school. I'm committed to this, this cause. But when that school or when that cause goes bankrupt, we were just talking about that, off air.
Yep.
Are you still committed?
Yep.
And so I want you to talk about commitment and what that means to you when you hear the term commitment and anything that comes up in your history as a player, as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I even go into that story, like something that you said really hit, like when it comes to commitment, like let's speak on relationships. My dad talks about this. I want to be friends with somebody that if we fall out, we fall back together. That's a good relationship. Somebody who we have a fallout and we can never get back together. I don't want to. That's not somebody who's going to show signs of commitment. Somebody I don't want to be involved in my life. So is your character the same when things are going good, and is it going to be the same when things are going bad?
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to stay committed to your craft when it's not looking good, just like you'd stay committed when it's looking good? And that kind of like hit home for me right there. And so what in my life where I felt like commitment was something, I really understood what it meant to be committed was after my senior year, I had no offers in high school.
Senior year of high school.
Senior year of high school. I had no offers. And I'm sure kids nowadays hearing that, they're like, oh, snap, you played college ball and you had no offers out of high school? Yeah, it's still doable, know. So a lot of kids nowadays are really, hyper-focused about having offers their sophomore year. It's like, you could possibly not have them your senior year. So that hit me. I didn't have that. But in my head, I still wanted to play college ball. And that's where my dream was set and I had no other thoughts, right? I had for a second, I had a panic where I wanted to quit and maybe this wasn't for me, but luckily I had great guys, great men like you around me and my dad around me where I still, I kept my dream in my head. So I didn't have, my next step wasn't there for me, but I still had that internal belief in myself. So I just stayed committed to my craft. I still continued to work out.
Yep.
I still continued to go to camps and they were high school camps. I'm supposed to be headed to college, but I'm still going to high school camps. Whoever wanted to get it in, I'm getting it in with. I ended up making my own highlight tape. I took a class in Brophy, my senior year, second semester, that taught me how to do video production, and I cut my own highlight tape just because I was that committed.
Yep. Love it, man.
Long story short, I got an opportunity. This was in like late June. I just went to a random camp. Random guy saw me, happened to be my head coach's son, and that's how I got my scholarship. But just imagine if I gave up and I was all upset because of what my dream didn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. So I quit.
Yeah.
And then I get that opportunity and I'm not ready because I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't, So true commitment is, what are you going to do when it doesn't look good?
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to give up on your dream, this dream that you've worked so hard for?
Yeah.
Or are you going to stay committed and stay the course?
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Commitment, again, being dedicated to a cause, to being dedicated to a thing, to a purpose, right? To the very, till its completion. There's a Bible verse in Ecclesiastes that I love, and it says at the beginning of a thing, the end of a thing. The end of a thing is better than the beginning thereof. Because anytime there's a closure, anytime there's been this commitment, like you've talked about, cutting the highlight tape, going to the different camps, working out and doing that thing all the way to the end till its completion, man. Anytime there's an end of a chapter, it's setting up for the beginning of a new one.
Yes.
And commitment is huge, man. Even Jesus, when he went to the cross, he said, for the Bible says, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. Because why? Because he saw you, he saw me, he saw y'all. Before the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, despising shame, right? All these things that happen, right? And that's what we're talking about, commitment. Are you dedicated to a place of, we can't talk about to the end or completion and be okay with, succumbing to feelings,
Right.
and comfort, refrigeration, air conditioning,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the joys, the cares of this world. You know what I'm saying? That stuff doesn't matter when we talk about commitment, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, for the joy that was set before him. You know, it's funny, man. You know, on a lighter subject, right? On a lighter note, like the traditional breakfast in the West. You know what I'm saying? Is you got sausage and eggs. You know, there's sausage, eggs, some type of carb on the plate. And my question that I'll usually draw it up and I'll ask athletes. You know, it'll be a picture of an egg yolk, like an egg, and then a picture of a bacon. You know, and I'm gonna ask you, which one was committed to your breakfast? The chicken who laid the egg, or the pig who gave his life?
The pig who gave his life.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Like Peter, don't get mad at us. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at us, because I know some of y'all don't eat meat. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yep.
There's a difference in level of commitment.
Yep.
Some people want to just give
A little bit. Yeah.
a little bit, but other people, man, they giving the whole thing, bro, until there's none left.
Yep.
So I love it,
Yep.
man. I love it.
And I mean, one thing that actually helped me with my commitment, I mean, this may help somebody in their sport. I truly made it about my relationship with God. I realized that I found a way to play football through like the mentorship that I had. You were my huddle leader back at FCA camp, and I mean, the huddle leaders you guys really encourage us to honor God through our sport, and that's really all that camp was for, was learning how to honor God through our sport. So my purpose, I felt like, was my form of praise, was playing football. So I easily attached myself, that was my purpose. So it was I would say relatively easy for me to commit to it, because it was like, either I gotta do this because this is my form of praise. This is how I'm giving back to the Lord. This is how I'm spreading His gospel. And I've continued to do that even after football, being a coach, and continue to spread the gospel. And I think that being my why has allowed me to commit to it even more.
Yeah.
You know.
That's awesome, man. It's good.